This is Terry Kurtz online reporting on Victor Valley, High Desert, and Mojave River Valley events, activities, entertainment, sports, and history. In this interview, we learn what Joseph W. Brady believes accounts for Victor Valley College's increasingly higher standard of excellence.
Terry, as I say, we're like in any race car, and things just keep getting better. So, there's one thing to attribute it to. It's really, the confidence that we have in Dr. Walden. We don't second guess anything he's doing. He's got he has just such a great leadership team. Dr. Scott, Dr. Tarango, our Lopez. So for instance, this last month we did 2 industry lunches. We just did one last week, where we sit down with industry. The one we recently did was with the people in we had VVTA, our bus group. We had Burtech, it does trash. We did Advanced Disposal. We had Victorville Public Works. We had Eb Meyer Busing, and we had them all in a room, and the discussion was led by Dr. Tarango and Dr. Scott, and with the help of Charlotte Allen and that team right there. And as you peel back the conversations and you talk to industry about what you need, you literally we're buying a sandwich and a salad and serving lunch. The conversations just keep getting better because I think that we've learned how to ask industry, what do you need? And industry is very clear about what they're looking for. I mean, what kind of graduates that they want, what kind of skills they need, what kind of soft skills. So from that standpoint, we've now done, I think, 15. We've done 15 lunches so far in the last 2.5 years. It's been really exciting. So typically you do about once every 6 weeks. We sat down. I sat down with Dr. Tarango and Charlotte Allen and Todd Scott the other day, right afterwards, and we talked about kind of the next year. So somewhere, one of my pads around here, I've got my notes to work on. So it's really exciting because you do see the end results. So when we had like our largest graduating class last year, we're expecting the same thing this year. That's going to be in mid-June. We're over 12,000 full-time equivalent students, FTESs. And I remember, with the help of John Pinkerton, our former president, vice president, and clerk, just a great friend, my brother. We would be at board meetings and he'd slam down his hand about, we got to get over 10,000, we got to get over 9,500. And, I was, when you're learning how to run a community college, it's not like running a business. There's a lot of things that you're not aware of. And you have setbacks, and you have sometimes a setback you don't see until after it's happened. But we're now at 12,000 FTESs, so we're at a different level on in there. We have 25,000 unduplicated students that kind of go through the door. 1,214 courses. 1,214 courses. That's like insane. We have 4 different schools of discipline in there. We have 83 disciplines itself. 38 associate degrees, 25 associate degrees or transfer, 89 certificates of achievement, 145 certs that we put out, 5 campuses and 20 high schools. And last year, 5,202 degrees and certificates were awarded last year. So we just keep getting better and refining. And I think the communication level amongst our faculty has gotten better. I think amongst our great staff out there, the people that really make things happen behind the scenes have gotten better. We've come to great agreements with them. So Terry, I'm glad. I'm humbled that I'm at this part of my career. I am going to run again in next year, and that's going to be it. I'm trying to identify already, somebody from the first district. So that's the district I'm in. That is not about trying to use the college as a stepping stone. So, if you see this and you're interested, call me. I'll buy a lunch. I'll buy a coffee. I really want to find somebody that really wants to take this thing on, and it takes a lot of work. Plus, about the time that I think I'll be off will be about the time when Dr. Walden's contract will be up, and I think that he'll be at the retirement, being me have another year or two. There are a couple buildings that we still want to get done. We're going to do, I think it's building 32 or 33 across the lake. We want to take that down and build a two-story. The student housing is really important to me, so I want to stay for that. And then, I just want to close because both you and I love sports. I back the Dodgers, and I know you back those guys up in San Francisco. But kind of a shout out. I'll tell you the one thing. I always love going to Building 55 because I always see my buddy Art Lopez. And I mean, if you want to get the most up to date where sports are, why the Lakers lost, I told him the other day. I said, yeah, they're going to win. They're going to take it to 7 games, and they got hammered. But hey, Art. I still believe in them all, but a big shout out to him and a big shout out to Artie. I know they've had some great success and football and baseball and softball and wrestling and even golf. So yeah, maybe at the end of the tape just do a little reminder of those great things, because I think when you have an athletic program that continues to increase and improve, and Artie, I take my hat off to you. I actually want 4 shots aside when we play at Bear Valley Country Club one of these days. So at one time I would have given him 10 shots aside, but now I need 4 shots aside. But no, you know what? It's a great attitude. So for those that don't know about Victor Valley Community College, give us a call. We are going to compete as the #1 community college. We found out the other day, Terry, it looks like we're the fastest growing community college in the country. So not only in the state but in the country. So. Our board's getting along well, and we're working well. Brandon Wood is our current trustee. Jennifer Tarpley is vice president. I'm clerk. President Wood and President Walden are hosting with the country's largest group that kind of facilitates for and looks out for community colleges. We have a retreat coming on up here at the end of May. It's a full day deal. And why? One, we won it, and two, I mean, we won it, and we could have said to the group, "Nah, give it to somebody else." You know what? We want to be great. We want to do it as a team, and I'm really happy that I'm a part of it.
TKOL is brought to you by We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery design. Bid fast and last, world-class auctioneers. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, family owned and operated locally since 1954. The Bradco Companies, our area's longest-standing full-service commercial brokerage firm. Iwanzak Law Firm, trial lawyers for serious problems. Down Home Grill, 760-241-4663 for delivery, drive-through, pickup, or to order ahead for dine-in. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville, conference and convention center for the High Desert, and favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley.
I'm Bianca Halurina, and I'm one of the valedictorians for Granite Hills High School for 2019.
My name is Caroline Healy, and I'm one of the valedictorians for the class of 2019 of Granite Hills High School.
Hi, my name is Ariana Barone, and I'm class of 2019 valedictorian.
My name is Gavin Repman, and I will be a valedictorian for Granite Hills High School for the class of 2019.
Well, my favorite subject has always been literature because I love to read. And especially, one of my favorite teachers here is Miss Shimmick, and she really influenced a big part of, choosing to take her AP class and just continuing to read classics outside of school.
I feel like it's changed every year for me, but this year it's been English with Miss Shimmick and then AP Calculus. That class was really challenging for me, but that was part of the reason why I loved it so much.
My favorite subject is math. It's been my favorite subject since 4th grade. Something about numbers just makes me happy.
So by far my favorite subject has been the histories, especially European history and United States history. I really fell in love with history my junior year, taking United States history, and so far that's influenced my career path as of right now. So I really fell in love with the close connections with classmates and then also the teachers.
Career path, what are your plans?
So as of right now, I'm hoping to go to college at the University of California, Irvine, And from there, I want to double major in political science and history. And then from there, go and enroll in UCI's graduate school to become a lawyer. So.
Along those lines, are there those who have motivated you or first motivated you, inspired you, pushed you to excel?
Yes, of course, my parents, and especially my older sister, because my parents have always made education one of the top priorities, and I feel like it's one of the biggest ways I can make myself proud and make them proud. So I just always like to try my hardest there, and also to follow my sister's footsteps and be able to excel in academics.
My older sisters, definitely, my family, and also my teachers here. Just the course load has been very challenging, but I think that motivated me to just put forth my best effort.
Definitely my parents and my grandparents, and my mom especially. She would always keep me going even when I wanted to give up. I'll be just sitting there, a mess, trying to get everything done. And she'd always keep on pushing me like, you got this, you can do it.
Absolutely. I think that every single person, in order to become successful, needs someone else to support them. And for me, that has been the staff at Granite Hills High School, namely Mrs. Brown and Mr. Smallwood, as well as Mr. Purser. They've all been excellent mentors to me and really caused me to excel in all of my classes and push myself above and beyond. And then also my parents and family. So my mom and dad have always been hardworking and have driven me to work hard as well and just do the best that I possibly could regardless of what the task was. And then I've also felt encouraged by my sister to become a role model for her so that she can also follow those same footsteps.
Extracurricular activities, any that you enjoyed?
I've tried a lot of different things in high school to see what I liked. So all 4 years I've done cross country, which was a lot of fun and very different from anything I've tried. Then freshman and sophomore year I did golf, which was a lot of fun. And just this past year I've joined the competition cheer team here, which was a lot of fun and something that I'm really happy I was able to do.
What are some extracurricular activities you've been involved with?
Sports, specifically cross country and track. I really love running, and I've been on the team for 4 years in both of those. And it's so fun being with the team, and I actually got to be a team captain this year and lead them, and yeah, it's been really great.
Activities you enjoyed?
Yeah, so I was a part of the Granite Hills cheerleading team all 4 years, and that was a really big part of my life.
You guys got some honors.
Yeah, I was able to help take our team to nationals 2 years in a row. Yeah, so it's been a pretty big part of my life for these past 4 years. And I've also been a part of the National Honor Society, and that was also a lot of fun being a part of and being surrounded by such amazing people.
So 2 clubs, actually 3 in particular, were really meaningful to me. The first being mock trial, so that was where I first got experience of what how judicial proceedings go, and just getting that experience working with real attorneys and then also building close relationships with other peers. So that was really a positive experience to work with attorneys.
Were you a prosecutor or defense attorney?
I was a prosecution attorney, and I think that's probably how I'll end up anyway. So hopefully that pans out. I was also a tutor at the school, so I served in the library almost every day, offering help for different pretty much any subject that students would need help with. So I always tried to make myself available so that other students could also achieve satisfactory grades, and we've done a lot to improve the program this year and for years to come. And then finally, the Interact Club, which works closely with the Rotary Club of Apple Valley, and we've done so many projects about community service and leadership. And again, there's so many clubs that students can get involved in on campus to just build themselves as a person and then also contribute to their academic growth.
Not too far long ago, junior year, in Miss Brown's class, we actually had to do notes every single night, and the challenge for me was actually just being tired and having to get over that, because I'd start falling asleep during the notes, and it's pretty silly now, but that was a real struggle for me last year.
Especially like just the basic homework that we got in classes. Like every night it seemed like it was so hard and I was not able to do like all these notes and all the extra like studying for tests. But looking back on it, it's kind of just taking it day by day and also making sure that I'm following my own path rather than trying to like be exactly like my sister or my other peers, and kind of reminding myself to go at my own speed and to also just remember to do what I'm interested in and not always to follow what other people expect me.
I know this sounds kind of weird, but I was afraid of being known as like a smart person and just only a smart person. I want to be known as a well-rounded person, but I think that's kind of silly now. But
I would say the freshman mentality as a whole is pretty funny to look back at. When I look back at myself in 8th grade, I thought that I would never even be able to compete in honors courses. I was automatically intimidated by the title of an honors course or an AP course, and I also didn't have much knowledge about how rigorous those courses were going to be. But as I continued to challenge myself, I found that it wasn't too hard as long as you actually do your homework conscientiously, you participate in the class, and you make time in your day to just study for those classes. It's really going to be all right regardless of how intimidating it first seems. So I always laugh at that freshman mentality.
well, I believe I'm going to go study international business at UNLV, and I feel math is really important in calculating future business projections and making sure that a company is financially stable. So I feel they work pretty good together.
Okay, and then your long-term career path, your goal, what do you hope to do for a living?
I'm not really sure where it will take me, but I hope it's good.
I'm sure it will be.
Well, short term, after graduation, I'm looking forward to like just a restful summer after these last 4 years, and then off to school. And I'm majoring, my major is undecided right now, and that pretty much reflects my career goals like right now. Just going in with an open mind, and we'll
Are you going to keep running?
That's still in the air right now.
Depends on where you go. Probably.
Yeah.
Can you think back of any best advice that you got?
I think the best advice I ever got was from my mom when she told me that everyone goes at their own pace, and the biggest thing is not to compare yourself to others, because I really struggled with comparing myself to my older sister or to my peers and making sure I was always up there and trying to make everyone happy with who I was and like what I was doing, rather than focusing on what I actually could handle and actually wanted to do with my life. So it's just trying to become more independent and reminding myself that comparison to others isn't very healthy. Like competitiveness is also healthy, but there's an extent to which it can be good for you. So just remembering that to take things my own pace and comparing to others isn't always the best, just to focus on your goals.
Very well stated. Congratulations
Thank
on being
you.
valedictorian. Thank you for these comments. Look forward to seeing you at graduation.
Thank you.
Terry Kurtz here, throwing out an invitation for you to catch up with High Desert Sports Activities, your High Desert Sports Report, showing 3 times every day on Victor Valley TV, 7 and 11 every morning, 4 every afternoon. The area's only video action highlights coverage of high school athletes, teams, and sports programs, Victor Valley College Rams, and Barstow College Vikings athletic events. We hope you'll join us right here on Victor Valley TV. A new website has been launched for First District news, events, and resources. One of the county's latest campaigns is Opportunity Lives, Works, and Plays Here. This partnership between the Economic and Workforce Development Departments aims to assist businesses and nonprofits with hiring, relocating, and/or expansion. They also have an on-the-job training program that reimburses businesses with 50% of a new hire's hourly wage and training expenses for up to 3 months. Places to go, things to do takes us to Big Bear Lake and the paddle boat tour aboard the lake's longest standing tour boat, the Big Bear Queen. Skipper Chris captains the ship and conducts the tour, his informative and interesting narration providing insight to the points of interest by which we sail slowly past. The lake's most iconic landmark is the Big Bear Solar Observatory, the premier university-based solar observatory in the United States. It features the most powerful solar telescope in the world. The leisurely tour along the lake's approximately 23 miles of shoreline takes 90 minutes, same as aboard the pirate-themed Time Bandit pirate ship and Mississippi Riverboat replica Miss Liberty. One distinct advantage Skipper Chris and the Big Bear Queen provide, its tours do not require a minimum number of passengers. You make a reservation, you sail aboard the Queen. Been that way since 1965. The state's years of drought lowered the lake some 11 feet, finally replenished by 2019's record-setting winter snowfall. These side-by-side clips attempt to show how the shoreline, up by over 9 feet now, compares to a couple of years ago. Truth is, the tour is incredibly relaxing and entertaining regardless of whether the lake's water level is 9 feet higher now than in recent years. Another advantage of the Big Bear Queen, it takes us closer to landmarks like the original Dam Keeper's house, which served as the castle stormed by the angry mob in the very first Frankenstein movie filmed in the silent movie era. Skipper Chris Bellows has lived in Big Bear all his life. How he conveys his intimate knowledge of the lake and the history of Big Bear Valley, no small factor. The Big Bear Queen's tour comes so highly recommended. Places to go, things to do in and around the high desert and points beyond. Brought to you by the Holiday Inn in Victorville. The Holiday Inn, conference and convention center for the high desert and destination of choice of visitors and travelers to the Victor Valley. The city of Victorville's first ever permanent animal care and adoption center is expanding, and in the process it is assuring everyone the facility will not euthanize animals. According to the code enforcement official, the adoption center does not have the ability to turn away pets. The city has to process all animals, unlike private rescues. The new shelter will only euthanize if an animal is critically injured and suffering. The Animal Care Center opened in December at the site of the former Goodwill High School campus in Old Town Victorville. The 15,000-square-foot facility houses and cares for animals, serves community members, provides pet adoption services, and hosts education fairs and vaccine, microchip, and licensing events. The city is actively expanding from 35 kennels to roughly 135 canine kennels and 20 feline kennels. In addition, 2 larger metal buildings are under construction that will hold 100 to 106 more kennels each. Your help is being sought to clear our San Bernardino County shelters by adopting, not shopping. If you are looking for a new 4-legged friend, the First District is home to several animal shelters with dogs and cats in need of loving homes. Local shelters include the Hesperia Animal Shelter on Santa Fe Avenue and the Apple Valley Animal Shelter on Powhatan Road. For more information, please call 760-240-7555. Nowadays, most people know general guidelines when it comes to service dog etiquette. Refraining from petting a service dog while they are working is an important rule, along with knowing that legitimate service dogs are allowed to accompany their owners nearly everywhere. However, one topic that's rarely discussed is the very real possibility that one of these animals may approach you without their owner. Knowing what this means and how to respond appropriately may mean the difference between life and death for a service dog handler. Service dogs are specifically trained to assist people with disabilities, including visual impairments, hearing impairments, mobility impairments, and mental disorders such as post-traumatic stress disorder. Besides assisting the owners with daily activities or alerting them to an impending medical crisis, a service dog fulfills another vital role: to seek assistance from an adult if their handler experiences a fall or medical emergency. Know the signs. A service dog that's seeking assistance from a stranger may use their nose to nudge your arm, leg, or hand. As tempting as it may be to give a quick scratch behind the ears and be on your way, stop and think. Cue the dog to help you locate their owner by asking what or where, or simply begin following the dog. If you ever see a service dog wandering without their owner, stop what you're doing and follow them. Situations that may cause a service dog to abandon their handler in search of help include a fall, like out of a wheelchair or otherwise, a seizure, a diabetic episode, an injury, or other medical emergency. The Bureau of Land Management has awarded 2 grants totaling almost $5 million to accelerate the training and placement of excess wild horses and burros into private care. These grants are part of the BLM's efforts to encourage more adopters to give a wild horse or burro a good home. The Adoption Incentive Program provides up to $1,000 to adopt an untrained wild horse or burro from the BLM. The goal of the program is to reduce BLM's recurring costs to care for unadopted and untrained wild horses and burros, while helping to enable the BLM to confront a growing overpopulation of wild horses and burros on fragile public rangelands. Thanks to its Adoption Incentive Program and the online corral, the BLM has doubled the rate of private care placement over the last 5 years. The Victor Valley Community Services Council is offering free homemaker services, transportation, and activities for seniors ages 60 and older with mobility challenges. Residents can join the group in its monthly shopping trips where they pick you up, take you home, and assist with lifting and carrying items. For more information or to reserve your seat on the bus, call 760-243-9646. The Victor Valley Community Services Council is offering free mobility devices. Do you know a senior in need of a mobility device? The Victor Valley Community Services Council provides free wheelchairs, walkers, bedside commodes, canes, and more to those who qualify. The agency recently received a generous donation of wheelchairs from High Desert Second Chance. For more information, please call 760-243-9646. Terry Kurtz Online was brought to you by Bid Fast and Last. Bid Fast and Last, world-class auctioneers. Bid online at bidfastandlast.com.
Ready to kick tires, start fires, kick ass, take names, and rock and roll.
The Bradco Companies, Joseph W. Brady's Bradco Companies. Bradco, leading efforts to improve the quality of life and standard of living for all residents throughout our high desert region. Valu Quality Truck Bodies, family owned and operated since 1954. Valu manufactures state-of-the-art truck bodies for the construction industry nationwide. We Got 'em Tees, your headquarters for custom screen printing and mastercraft embroidery designs. We Got 'em Tees, 2 locations, Apple Valley and Upland. Oh yeah, We Got 'em Tees.
Serious legal problems? Don't go it alone. The other guys have attorneys just waiting to blow you away. Contact Iwanzak. Iwanzak, law firm, trial lawyers for serious problems.
Down Home Grill, 760-241-4663 for delivery, drive-through, pickup, or to order ahead for dine-in. 12120 Ridgecrest Road, corner of Bear Valley Road and Ridgecrest Road in Victorville. And by the Holiday Inn in Victorville, Conference and Convention Center for the High Desert, and favored destination for travelers and visitors to the Victor Valley. That's a wrap on this edition of Terry Kurtz Online. On behalf of Victor Valley Television Productions, thank you for watching. We hope to see you again next time around.